Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you have realised, my name's Brian. I'm from PixelPin. Just to set the scene a little bit, I have a background in communications, military communications and surveillance systems. And what you're about to see is as a result of working with the Metropolitan Police surveillance team and a throwaway comment some years ago. So be careful of your throwaway comments. Our mission in life is to do away with passwords forever. We know that passwords are broken, and what we want to do is to replace them with personal pictures. So I'm going to give you a quick PowerPoint demonstration. It's all live on the website. If you want to go and play, please do, of what that means. So I've chosen a picture of a, can you turn the lights down a little bit? Somebody, perhaps? So I've chosen a picture of, that did it. I've chosen a picture of a holiday scene, and I've chosen 4 places on that make sense to me. So my daughter's swimming, somebody looking at my daughter, who obviously I don't like, where we were staying. I'm a very protective father, and you know, an odd object in the distance. That's it, done. You've now authenticated yourself with a picture. It's very much a visual representation of what we're doing. We're cross-platform. We operate on PCs, laptops, tablet devices, mobile phones, any smart devices. The environment, as you can imagine, is ripe for something like this. And we're very privileged to have a marketing company that has multi-million-pound budgets to be helping us. It's called Microsoft, and it's Windows 8. And the benefit with Microsoft is they're educating the world for us. And the nice thing is that we can replace their technology, but they can't replace ours. So I like that. I'm not going to bore you with all the details of the passwords and what's going wrong, what's going right. You know as well as I do where the weakest link. We've been very fortunate. This is actually our second pitch at Don't Pitch Me Bro. And I've come tonight with one very specific question, which I'll come on to in a second. But we've been through various accelerators, we've had investment, we've had lots of really good stuff. And we've had tons of support from the guys as well. Our exam question is, we see ourselves right now as the front door to every website on the planet. And in 2 years' time, we want to be on every website, every app that says log on with Facebook, log on with Google, log on with Twitter, log on with PixelPin. We specifically do not gather any of your data. You have a completely private transaction with us, and whereas the rest will gather data and try and flog you stuff afterwards. So that's one element. And what we'd like to ask you to do, we've had quite a lot of feedback in terms of PCs, and we've literally just launched a beta version in a native app version. What we'd like people to do is take this URL away and use tablet devices and actually get back to us. And the reason for that is we've been, again, very fortunate in a lot of the organisations that we're talking to. Some are banks, some are large e-commerce outlets, some are betting sites, and they're very interested in it. But there is an alternate, and that alternate to accelerate us and get us out into the market quicker is to use PixelPin as a password reset mechanism. So you're not asked, you know, all the daft questions, or when you go to Visa, you're asked for the 3rd letter, 15th letter of your secret word or whatever it is. Your picture comes up, you click on it, and you're authenticated. So my exam question for this evening is very simple. Do we go for the mass market, or do we take a phased approach and go into the password reset market as well? Thank you very much.
Sorry, so I was just kind of confused as to how it works. So you get a picture and you press in order the points or whatever that you have chosen obviously, you know, on a smartphone or something, there has to be some sort of threshold of accuracy.
Correct.
And if you allow a big threshold, it doesn't leave that much entropy in the password, right?
That's a very, very good question. Essentially, the larger the screen, the more accurate you have to be. We detect the size of screen that you're using, and you'd be surprised to know that most smartphones have equally the dots per inch or the pixels per inch.
Sure, but my fingers on a smartphone only have dots per inch of like a fifth of the screen.
Agreed.
And a quarter down. So
Agreed.
The kind of matrix of that leaves not that much entropy, I would say. So surely you leave yourselves open to a brute force attack where somebody can try all of those combinations in all of those orders. And so do you have something that mitigates, say, I don't know, how do you mitigate that risk, I guess?
We have several mitigation methods. Some are to do with robot attacks, so we address that. Some are to do with intrusion detection, we address that. But actually going to your original point, even down onto a smartphone size, there are still more places on a screen than there are letters and numbers in the alphabet, and it is orders of magnitude more secure than that. So we do actually address that.
In this situation, if I was on my computer and there's someone standing behind me, I would be slightly worried that they can just see exactly where I'm tapping, and maybe the first time they might not see everything, but slowly I just think it would be quite easy for someone to see the points if they're behind me, whereas in a password, you know, you're on your keyboard, you could kind of easily cover it and type away. So is that something to think about?
Well, it is. You're absolutely right, and it is an industry standard problem. I mean, it doesn't matter if you or I, the police, MI5 or whoever, that problem is not going to be fixed until we get to the point of using biometrics. However, within this country, we're not even willing to have ID cards. No one's going to give their biometrics away. So over-the-shoulder surfing is a problem. On mobile devices, it becomes less of a problem. But yes, you do have to be aware of that. But nobody's fixed that problem anywhere.
Isn't using a picture worse? Because in a password, you have a small keyboard or whatever.
I can watch you on your keyboard. Trust me, I can get in.
Right, we've got time for one more, and I feel like I've neglected this side of the room, so I'm gonna come over here. And you've spoken already, so I'm gonna give it to Ben.
There's a problem. You can't actually do the survey.
Okay, thank you.
So you mentioned that you work with Microsoft as well. This is obviously on Windows 8 on the tablet edition. How is this powering that, or
no, sorry.
Are you in pattern wars?
We have not worked with Microsoft. We were approached by Microsoft 2 years ago to incorporate what we're doing into their SharePoint product for the education market. What Microsoft has done is separate, and it's nothing to do with us. But they have a big marketing machine, so they're educating the planet for us.
So is this just on a point-by-point basis, or does it do lines?
We've chosen specifically to do points.
Yeah.
If you read the Microsoft patent, which I have, they're not following their own patent, and they're going to get into trouble from probably Samsung and Apple. So we've kind of avoided that particular pitfall.
Yeah.
But there is a plugin, a Gina, that we can actually replace. So getting into Active Directory, things like that, we can set that up.
Okay, cool.
And by the way, we want to be your logon.
Yeah. Yes, it's definitely a good shout.
Brilliant.
On that note, thank you very much, Brian.